Hello everybody, welcome back to Muramasa the Demon's Blade, and I am hungry like a bastard.
Me too!
Today we have a special guest. Please, introduce yourself.
Hi, Skippy Granola des.
Watashi wa haiwan desu. But yes, today for celebrating the in-between of various national holidays, we are going to eat a lot of food.
Ikarimasu.
Starting off in one of the two big districts, you just have a lot of sushi.
What's your favorite kind of sushi?
I never actually get the type shown here. I forgot what it's called. I don't think it's sashimi. I usually get rolls.
No, sashimi's just fish.
Yeah. I usually get rolls. One of them is specifically inside you have shrimp tempura with crab, and on top you have shrimp and avocado topped with a kind of sweet sauce.
Oh, that sounds pretty decadent.
It's pretty much 100% shrimp, and I love it. What about you? What do you usually get?
Oh man, I'm 100% a sashimi guy. Just give me a wriggling chunk of raw fish.
I tried sashimi once, but I didn't try the normal sashimi. I tried octopus. You know how hard it is to eat octopus?
I imagine it's pretty rubbery.
It's really tough to eat, but it's actually pretty good.
I mean, octopus is delicious any way you slice it, but oof, I tell you. Now sea bream is one of my favorite fish.
I've actually never had sea bream. I've had tilapia and halibut, but never sea bream.
It's so sweet. When I was in Spain as a kid, I had a whole salt-roasted sea bream.
Wow.
So it's like it's roasted in this pile of salt. And you crack off the crust and there's just this delicious tender fish in it, and it's so sweet and so fresh. Oh!
I might have to try that out.
You'd be doing yourself a favor.
I'll have to actually try cooking it, because that sounds pretty interesting to cook.
Pretty easy.
Now here's one that kind of eludes me. Have you ever just had steamed rice on its own?
Yeah, sure. Well, it's not really on its own. You got some pickle on there.
Oh. Yeah, I've never, I usually have it with, something else, but I've never just had white rice.
It can be pretty good, you know.
Yeah, a little salt on it, and the pickle probably helps.
Just be a southerner and put butter on it.
Ugh. Oh, I can't.
Buttered rice.
I can't do that. My old man does that. That's so horrifying. Now, right here, tempura udon. This used to be a college staple of mine.
Oh my goodness. That's Japanese food for people who've never had Japanese food before.
Pretty much. But it was still a great meal.
Oh, it's so good, but I mean, that's decadent as well. You know, I have a food story. I was in Japan many years ago, and I met up with a friend of my Japanese friend, who taught me how to make soba from scratch.
Ooh.
So there's a picture of my fat ass, all 6.5 feet of me, standing over this tiny Japanese counter that didn't come up to my mid-thigh, with this giant knife slicing buckwheat noodles.
Oh, that sounds pretty fun, actually.
Oh, it was pretty cool, and I mean, I love soba.
Oh, I actually have a food story myself. I mentioned rarely eating sashimi, but once upon a time in college, I was feeling daring, and I had a item that was simply labeled spicy chirashi.
Oh.
I'm like, this should be fun, I'll try eating this, and the chef explicitly said, "Are you sure about this?" I shrugged and said, "Why the hell not?" So I go and I take the little raw fish that they provide, dip it in this red sauce, and I eat it. 5 minutes later, the entire bar chef staff is laughing at my pink-red face.
Oh no.
It was a funny story. They gave me the meal gratis because it was actually pretty funny, and I'm not gonna lie, that was hilarious. But yeah, that was my first and last time eating anything that says spicy.
Especially if it's spicy enough for the chef to warn you.
Yeah.
You're sitting there thinking, nah, I'm not like those other white folks. I can handle a bit of spice.
Yeah, I've had horseradish before. I've eaten wasabi. No, man. This is like getting kicked in the jaw by fire. A lot of the
Bronze mirror, you can't eat that.
I can eat a mirror, I'll show you. Now, the unfortunate thing about some of the Midland shops is that they don't have a lot of variety.
No, it seems like they're laid out in a logical way on the two characters' paths.
Yeah.
So if you end up going back, you might end up retreading culinary ground.
Yeah, some of the shops do have unique things, like this red bean soup is one that is unique to this area specifically.
Yeah, it looks pretty similar to what was the last place? What do they have? Mitsumame?
Yeah, I think that was it. The Mitsumame had a bit more green in it, while that was entirely like a red bean soup.
Just stewed red beans. At what point are you going to eat dirt?
I was actually thinking that. I was like, when am I gonna buy dirt?
Just cut to a video of Highwang just shoveling dirt into his mouth and shaking his fist at a fox.
Oh god,
Who tricked me?
If it was easy enough to find a fox in California, that would be a great end credits video for this LP. I'm struggling to figure out what this is, because to me it looks like a gelatin of, shit, what are those, not Tootsie Pops, fuck, what's that candy called?
Like, no, I know what you're talking about. It really just looks like a caramel pudding.
Yeah. It looks interesting enough, it's just I don't quite know what it is.
I've never seen those little wood knives before.
I think that was a thing from feudal era Japan, because forks and the like were not really common in that area.
I mean, it seems like it would be good for eating something gooey, but...
Yeah. Now, you mentioned soba.
Oh, I sure did. Oh, the broth. The broth that goes with it is so good.
How do you eat that? Because I've never had just soba on its own. It just seems so foreign to me.
Well, if you're eating a chilled soba, you take your chopstick full of noodles and you dip it in the broth and you eat the broth. And when you order it, they give you the water that the soba was cooked in, and you mix that with the remainder of the broth, and then you drink it because it's got all the good stuff in it.
Interesting. Yeah, because whenever I have soba, it's usually in a soup like that, so I've just never had cold soba.
It's pretty weird, you know. You gotta be okay with cold noodles. That I know can make some people feel kind of sick.
I don't think I've ever had cold noodles. Now I think about it. Wow, that's that might be another fun story to come back to.
So I ate these cold noodles and I didn't feel good.
So I ate these cold noodles one day, and the expression on my face was so hilarious that the chef gave me another free meal. I'll never understand why they made interact and jump the same buttons, because at random times you'll just see Kisuke jump for joy.
Yeah, it's pretty weird. Or you'll try and jump like you did in a couple of those videos and end up going back in like, oh, excuse me, courtesan.
I've actually had a pearlescent manju once. It was okay.
How is the texture of it? It looks a bit more gelatinous than a mochi.
A little bit, yeah. Like, I've had a lot of mochi because my family just comes home one day and is like, hey, you want some fucking dumplings? I'm like, okay.
I really like mochi as well, actually.
I'm trying to figure out what kintsuba is, because it was like a square-looking thing with red beans in it, but I've never, like, heard of that meal.
Yeah, it's strange. Like, I get that it's shaped like a sword guard, but...
That's like all they said about it. It's like, it's a pastry shaped like a sword guard. What do you put in it?
It's like, alright, thanks, George. That's great.
Good job, localization team.
Get back to drawing some more of that amazing looking soy sauce.
What do we got here? Red bean mochi. This I don't think I've had.
You've never had a mochi with red bean in it?
Don't think so, actually. Nor have I had this number.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
I'd imagine it's like kind of semi-cooked dough put in the flour, because it looks like it has some gelatinous texture to it still.
It's just the same as like any other mochi. It's just served in sort of a cornmeal.
Ah. So
it's pretty dry.
Ah. So we're nearing the last restaurant, but there's still a little bit more to this video, which will be explained in, looking at the timer, roughly 2 minutes. But this one has something that, this one has a meal that ever so slightly confuses me. But yeah, we've had the sushi before. Though I do believe the store has different ones?
Yeah, these are, that looks really good.
I don't think I've had mackerel.
It's kind of salmon-y. Really.
I only really like salmon when it's cooked, honestly.
I live in the foothills, so all the salmon we get here is crap.
Ah, that's awful. This looks actually pretty good.
I mean, who doesn't love a barbecued eel?
Mm-hmm. Now, this following item, the lobster tempura, kinda confuses me. Cause, where's the lobster?
Yeah, it just kinda looks like it's nothing but tails and claws and a pickle.
I don't even think that's tail, I think that's a shrimp.
That does look like shrimp.
Yep. I don't think they gave us lobster in our lobster tempura.
Maybe Kisuke is just too skeeved out eating anything with eyes.
That's why they served it with the entire face just sitting there staring at you.
He's just there, he's like, this is bullshit! What the hell are you doing staring at me?
So, we're done eating, but the moment I was recording this I realized something. Did I get the achievement? So I'm just like, I know there is a food achievement. I'm wondering what the hell it is. Every Muramasa, every Vanillaware game loves their food, and they put in some cheeky way to work with food. So I'm gonna take a little quick look at something here. I'm gonna sort through all these achievements. Something has never been good with like UI elements, in my opinion.
No, especially on the Vita.
Also, the localization team for these achievements. Ugh.
I see the, oh no.
Yeah, we have to eat 88 meals. So while I'm here...
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. I pretty much empty out this sushi place.
Oh my goodness. It's Kisuke's Blotaku voyage.
Luckily enough, since there are what, 5 meals there, 8 times 5 is 40, if I'm not going crazy.
Yeah?
Luckily enough, this was enough to get the achievement, but I also wanted to see if she says anything if you empty out her store.
I didn't even know that you could.
The store restocks every time you do a boss or secret mission, but yeah, I ate enough meals during the, during the game to get the achievement.
Fat ninja bastard.
Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Next time, challenge missions.
Take her easy.